Hello and welcome to the fourth and final workshop of Trauma Toolkit. I hope that you've been able to use the skills that you've learned over the past couple of weeks to help you return to your resilient zone on occasions when you may have been bumped out. Let's check on our Trauma Toolkit schedule and then begin the final workshop. So we've completed 3 of the workshops where we've covered psychoeducation, tracking, resourcing and resource intensification, grounding and gesturing. And this workshop we'll be learning and practicing our final 2 skills, help now and shift and stay. And these skills are a biological intervention designed to help you learn to stabilise your nervous system so that you can be in your resilient zone more often for longer periods of time, and to help you feel more whole in mind, body and spirit. We won't be practicing the help now skill together, but I'm going to explain the 10 different activities contained within this skill and how they can help when you're bumped out of your resilient zone. Even though we're not going to practice a skill, it's good to get in the habit of checking in with yourself and how you're doing in this present moment, whether you're in your green resilient zone or on high or low. If you're currently stuck on high or low, then try doing one of the activities from Help Now to see if it can help you return to balance. Help Now contains a set of 10 specific actions to help you ramp down when you're stuck on high and to help you ramp up when you're stuck on low. Help Now strategies can help you return to your resilient zone. Let's look at the 10 different actions that you can try to help you ramp down or ramp up when needed. Number 1. Drink a glass of water, a cup of tea or juice. 2. Look around the room or wherever you are, paying attention to anything that catches your attention. 3. Name 6 colours you see in the room or outside. 4. Open your eyes if they have a tendency to shut when feeling distressed or overwhelmed. 5. Slowly count backwards from 20 as you walk around the room. 6. Touch the surface of something near you, whether this is indoors or outdoors, like the furniture or grass, and notice if it is hard, soft, rough, etc. 7. Notice the temperature in the room. 8. Notice the sounds within the room and outside of the room. 9. Walk, indoors or outdoors, and pay attention to the movement in your arms and legs and how your feet are making contact with the ground. 10. Push your hands against the wall or door slowly and notice your muscles pushing. Try one, some, or all of the actions listed here when you're stuck on high or low to help you return to your resilient zone. Some of these actions will work better for you than others, so use the ones that fit the best for you. Take a screenshot now so that you have this as a resource for if or when you need it. Here are those same strategies again in list form if you find this easier. Screenshot this now if you'd like. These strategies can be effective because they help you to focus on something besides the distress you may be feeling and the sense of being overwhelmed. They activate other parts of the body and brain that can help you come back into balance. For example, naming 6 colours you can see utilises your senses to help you to return to the present moment. And slowly pushing against the wall, using the strength of your arms and legs and the large muscles of the body, helps to regulate the nervous system and bring it back into balance. It can be difficult when you're bumped out of your resilient zone to remember to use the Help Now strategies, as our thinking brain goes offline when we're triggered. So it might be a good idea for you to think about ways you can remind yourself to use the strategies when you're knocked out of your resilient zone. Is there someone that you can tell about them, so that they can remind you to use them. You could even ask a family member or a friend to help you with the actions. Or could you print them or write them out on a piece of paper and stick this on your fridge? Or have them as a background or screensaver on your phone or computer. That way, you're reminded to use these strategies when you most need them. And this is the end of our 5th skill, Help Now. These strategies can be incredibly helpful when you're experiencing immediate distress and overwhelm to help you come back into balance. They can be done indoors or outside, so are helpful for whatever environment you're in. Don't forget to use the Resiliency Zone scale after using Help Now to help you monitor any changes in your well-being. If you wanted to take a short break, now would be a good time before we begin the next skill, in which case, press pause and head back when you're ready. If you're fine to keep going, let's continue with our 6th and final wellness skill. Welcome back if you've returned after taking a break. As we're about to practice the skill together, a reminder to use the Resiliency Zone scale to help you identify whether you're in your resilience zone or on high or low. And you can use Shift and Stay to help you return to your resilience zone if you're not currently in it. Obviously, if you've just done this, you don't need to do it again. Our final skill, Shift and Stay, involves shifting your attention from something unpleasant to something neutral or pleasant and staying there. Shift and Stay brings together everything you have learnt so far in Trauma Toolkit. Tracking has helped you to identify bodily sensations that are pleasant, neutral, or unpleasant, so you can notice when you're in or bumped out of your resilience zone. Resourcing, grounding, gesturing, and Help Now strategies have helped you to shift away from distressing or unpleasant sensations and bring balance back to your nervous system. With the skills you've learned, you now have the ability to shift your attention from something unpleasant to something neutral or pleasant and stay there until your nervous system stabilizes. Recovery from trauma can be thought of as retraining the body and mind to live the vast majority of the time in your resilience zone, rather than stuck on high or low. Shift and Stay integrates all the 5 skills you've learnt so far. You now have the ability to shift your awareness to one of the skills you've been practicing when stressful or trauma-related reactions arise unexpectedly. There can be many internal or external triggers that can create feelings of fear, anxiety, volatility, and isolation. And when this occurs, you can use the Shift and Stay skill to shift your attention from the distressing sensations in the body to a place in the body that feels calmer or neutral, to a resource, to grounding, to a soothing gesture, or to a Help Now strategy. You then stay with those sensations until stabilization has occurred. Let's now practice a Shift and Stay exercise together to show how you can shift from unpleasant sensations to more neutral or pleasant ones and stay with those. For this, you'll need an example of an event that you find irritating, but not one that's triggering for you. Take a moment to think of a recurring, slightly annoying event in your life. And as you think of that event, notice any unpleasant, uncomfortable, or negative internal sensations that accompany that. And you can now do one of the following. Bring attention to a place in your body that is neutral, calmer, or has less unpleasant sensations. Remember one of your internal or external resources and describe it to yourself. Notice how your body is making contact with the chair, sofa, floor, bed, or ground. Remember a soothing, non-harming gesture. Remember one of the Help Now strategies. And as you select one of these options, notice what happens to you on the inside. Bring your attention away from the distress to the sensations that are calmer, more comfortable, or neutral. Take your time in doing this. And notice the changes in your heart rate, breathing, and muscle relaxation. And as we bring the Shift and Stay exercise to a close, slowly scan your body from head to toe, noticing all the positive or neutral changes. And allow yourself to stay with those for a few moments. And this is the end of our sixth and final skill, Shift and Stay. As always, after doing a skill, don't forget to use the Resiliency Zone scale to monitor whether you have returned to your resilience zone. Before we finish the workshop, here's a quick summary of the 6 wellness skills that you've learnt over the course of Trauma Toolkit. I encourage you to keep practicing, as these skills require ongoing practice in order to experience their full effects. I hope that you're able to take away at least one skill from Trauma Toolkit that you can use when you're bumped out of your resilience zone to enable you to stabilise your nervous system and come back to balance. And this brings us to the end of our final workshop. I hope you found Trauma Toolkit helpful and that you're able to use everything you've learned here to bring balance back to your mind, body and spirit. Obviously, you have these videos to return to and watch as many times as you want or need. And also, the wellness skills that you've learned here are available to you on an app called iChill from the Trauma Resource Institute. This app's free to download from wherever you get your apps from, and I've popped a link in the description box below should you wish to get it. It's a really nice app that's easy to use, so I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching, and I wish you well on your journey to recovery.